Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be filming a super fun video. We're going to be doing two different DIYs with some Dollar Tree pumpkins. I did this something similar to it last year. So if you guys want to go check out that video, I will leave it down below. Last year we made a Jack and Sally pumpkin. I think that was the only pumpkin DIY we did. We did do some other DIYs, so if you want to check those out, I will link them down below. But this year we did a fun little, like a cutting out in the foam pumpkins to make a little nice little tiki thing. I got it set up over there now in my room. And then we also made a really fun blood splattered glow in the dark pumpkin. So this is what that one looks like. Right now I'm having it charge in the sun. And I'm also in the middle of filming a clean and decorate video with me. So if you guys want to check that out, subscribe to my channel so when I post it in a couple days you guys will see it. I'm just waiting on a couple more items for that video and then it should be good to go. But yeah, this was super fun to make. You can obviously tweak any of the designs you want to, but yeah. So if you guys want to see how I made these really cool pumpkins, definitely keep on watching and let's jump into it. Alright guys, so we're going to be starting our fall DIYs. So we're going to be starting off with pumpkin number 1. We're just going to be going into Cricut, and I'm looking up for moons in the image section. And I'm just going to keep scrolling, looking through them until I find one that I like. So I actually went into this one, and I'm actually going to edit the bat out of it. So I'm just going to go into shapes. I'm going to take a square. I'm going to unlock it so I can move it however I need to. And then we're just going to do this, and then we're going to splice it, which is going to... It was kind of delayed. There it goes. So it basically, I can just delete the bat from it. And then I'm going to go ahead and shrink it to the size I want. And then I'm going to go into shapes again. And then I'm going to do the stars. So now that I have the star laid out, I'm just going to make it black. And then make the size I want. And then I'm going to make as many as I'm going to need. And I went ahead and cut those out on some green vinyl that we don't use that often. I think this was just also scrap. So I'm gonna go ahead and place the vinyl where I want. I'm just gonna use this as like just a little guide. I also seen some people use some cookie cutters, but I went ahead, I didn't have any cookie cutters that were small enough to go ahead and do this with. So I'm just gonna be placing the moons and the stars where I need to. So I went ahead and just cut a couple stars and moons out because I wasn't exactly sure how many I would need. But I ended up having to go and cut some more. But it all worked out. So now I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward this. And I'm just going to go ahead and place the rest of my vinyl where I would like it to go. And I already started cutting them out because I wasn't sure exactly how well this was going to work. And I needed to get the technique down. So I'm going to go ahead and show you on this half. I'm actually going to just use my mom's X-Acto knife that she uses on her tumblers. But the Dollar Tree does sell X-Acto knives. They're in the craft section. So I'm just going to be poking a hole for the stars. The stars were actually super easy. The moons were a little bit more difficult because you're using something that is flat and not curved to cut it out. So I went ahead and you just have to like shove it in there. You have to try to get all the way through that foam. And then just make sure, go back, do it twice. Just make sure you got everything. Once you get the hang of it, it's definitely a lot easier. And it's kind of hard to show you guys exactly what I'm doing. But here I am, first one done. So just poked it through, and it's a pretty clean cut. So here I am doing the moon. This one is definitely a lot more time consuming than the stars, but it can be done. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this, and we're just going to fast forward it. That way you guys aren't sitting here for 40 minutes watching me poke holes in a foam pumpkin. Alright guys, we are almost done poking holes in the pumpkin. So as you can see in the corner, the right hand corner, we have some little tea lights. These are the Halloween ones. They're from the Dollar Tree, obviously. We're actually going to be using these to make it light up. So as you can see, I already have the hole in this, in the bottom of it. But I'm going to show you how to do it. So basically, I just started out with cutting a square into the bottom of the pumpkin. But when I tried to put the tea lights in it, it wasn't big enough. So I just kept making the hole bigger. And then I just decided to end up making it a circle instead of a square, because it's a tea light and it's circled. So after I did that, that was basically it. So then it's time to paint it. So I'm using the Craftsmart acrylic paint in black. And I'm just going to use my mom's coaster that she uses for painting. So we are stippling this onto the pumpkin. I actually found that stippling the pumpkin was a lot more effective than trying to paint it on. Stippling it on definitely makes sure that you get it into the holes and stuff like that. So that's basically just what I did. I stippled the whole pumpkin in the black paint, and I think I only had to do like 2 coats. It really didn't need the second coat, maybe only in certain spots, but I just went ahead and did it just in case. And then I thought it would have looked better if I painted the inside of the foam black, but it actually didn't look too well. So the clip I'm going to show you, I started to paint the inside of it black, but then I went back after it dried and I repainted it white, because the white definitely looked better at nighttime when you put the tea light in there. And then I'm just making sure that I'm getting around the stem, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do to the stem yet, so I'm just painting around it until I figured that part out. So at this point, that's where I decided I thought that it would look good painting the inside of it black, but once it's nighttime and you put the tea light in there, you can't really tell the shape of it, so leaving it white was definitely a better bet. So later on, I will go back and paint it white after it dries, which I didn't video record, but that's what I did because it looked better just white on the inside of them. So then I was like, maybe let's do gold. So I went ahead and painted it gold. I had to do about 2 or 3 layers of the gold just because that green was popping through. I probably should have painted the stem white first and then went in with the gold, but that's okay. It's a learning process, so trial and error, you know? So we just have to make sure to stay off the black part. And then here I'm going to go ahead and show you the tea lights that we bought. They are super cute. And those are going to be going in our pumpkin, and this is what it looks like after everything dried. On to DIY number 2. So this one, I had no clue what to do with it, but I decided to throw some white on there. So that is what we're going to be doing. All of the paint colors and products that I use are going to be listed down in the description. So here I am just brushing the white basically on everything. And I went in a little heavy-handed just because the pumpkin is orange and I'm painting it white. So the orange is going to be a little bit harder to cover up with a white rather than the black acrylic paint. So basically I am just doing that. I had to go in with about 2 layers of the white, and here I am just fast forwarding it because it didn't take too long, but I don't think you guys want to sit here and watch that forever. So we're fast forwarding it, and I just did 2 coats. This one is actually super quick and easy DIY, especially if you don't want to have to worry about messing with an X-Acto knife, stuff like that. This one is definitely more kid-friendly. So now I'm just going to be taking this red paint, which will be linked down below, and I'm going to be painting the stem. This reminds me of when I did the Sally and Jack pumpkins last year. So I'm just going to be painting it. And I think I only had to do about 1 coat of red just because I did paint the stem white, which definitely helped a lot. And you don't have to worry about being too precise with the red because we're actually going to be doing some blood splatters. That is what I had finally came up with. So you don't have to be too precise. If you do mess up, you could just cover it and, say it's part of the blood splatter, And then here I am taking this glow-in-the-dark paint. So it's going to go on glossy, but it's actually going to dry matte. So I actually put 2 layers of this just to make sure that I didn't miss any spots. There's a whole bunch of different products you can use for glow-in-the-dark stuff. Like they have this glow-in-the-dark spray paint that you could have used. Unfortunately, at my Walmart, they are currently out of stock on a lot of spray paints, so they don't have that one. But I know they carry it on Amazon and other craft stores. They're just a little bit more expensive than it would have been at Walmart. So here is the fun part. We're going to be taking that same red paint and we're going to be taking a toothbrush. So this one, you can find a toothbrush at the Dollar Tree. This one my mom uses for her blood splatter cups, which are on her Etsy page, so you guys should go check that out. And then here I am with Miss Bella Lou, and she is assisting me with the blood splatters. So here we are. We're just going to be flicking the bristles and trying to make it look like blood splatter. And then you could also take your fingers, rub them down the pumpkin, make it look like, they're crying for help. Here I realized I wasn't recording. As you can see, a lot of it is already done. So the technique that I came up with is you have to be a lot more aggressive with the toothbrush. And you kind of just have to flick it really aggressively. So, here I hit it a bunch of times. But, I was just trying to get the job done. So just keep flicking until it looks bloody enough to you. Oop, there I hit it. Oopsies. Put it back in place. And then you could just take your fingers and just make it look like a cry for help. And then if you want, you can put something on it, like a decal. Right, I just left it blank because I had no clue what to put on it, and I thought it looked cool like that. And then once we get to the end, I'm going to go ahead and show you the final product. So here is what both of them look like. This is with the flash on. They look super cute. And then the pumpkin glows in the dark because we use the glow in the dark paint. So I will show you what they look like in the dark. That way you can see the, our moon and star pumpkin with its little flickery light. And then we have the glow-in-the-dark pumpkin. Ooh, that is what they look like. The end result is beautiful. And it's super cool. So if you guys like this video, definitely give us a thumbs up. And we will see you in our next tutorial. Bye!